Hello!
Hello there. Hello. Welcome
Nice to see you.
Welcome to.
Are you sure the sound's in?
Yes.
Just checking.
I hope so. It looks like it is.
Yes, it does.
So we're here on Doctor Who Time Space.
Yes, welcome.
I'm Dee Cool.
I'm Lewis Mew.
And on today's show we have
Lots of things.
lots of things. Bit of a special one.
Yes, we have.
They're all special, aren't they?
Yes. We have Judge My Tenure on the 6th Doctor, played by Colin Baker.
We have lots of news for you, and
It's a very exciting news session because we've had two great bits of news this week.
We
and
do
I'm
indeed.
very excited for revealing them.
We'll be talking a little bit about Genesis of the Daleks, which we finished up today.
Yeah, and scoring it.
And scoring it.
We'll be doing another round of quiz or question.
And we'll be pressing the magic button that they call the randomizer.
We didn't press it last week.
We didn't.
No.
So we will take extra pleasure pressing it this week.
If we have a 6-parter/8-parter/10-parter/12-parter/14-parter today, then it would /5-parter, then it would take more than
take many weeks.
Yes.
It will take many weeks. If you can hear a loud humming noise in the background, it's because as soon as we started, someone started mowing their lawn. So it's not. Don't worry, it's not an alien invasion.
Yay!
Shall we start off with the news,
yes,
Mr. Moon?
Let's talk about.
You said it was big news. So what is it? What is it?
When I found out about this, I was like, I was like, I didn't know what was going to happen. But Zygons and Osgood are back for Series 9.
Oh, big news indeed.
Cruel, heartless and shocking. Having been killed by Missy, Michelle Gomez, in the show's Series 8 finale, Death in Heaven, the Doctor's biggest fan and unit scientist, Osgood, played by Ingrid Oliver, has been brought back by Stephen Moffat for Doctor Who Series 9. Stephen Moffat, lead writer and executive producer, said, Osgood is back, fresh from her recent murder at the end of the last series. We recently confirmed that Osgood was definitely dead and not returning, but in a show about time travel, anything can happen. The brilliant Ingrid Oliver is back in action. This time, though, can the Doctor trust his number one fan? The last time we saw Osgood as Kate Lethbridge-Stewart's assistant was with the 12th Doctor during an invasion of Earth by an army of Cybermen led by a new female incarnation of the Master. This time she's back in action and comes face to face with the shape-shifting extraterrestrial Zygons. As they also return for the new series. They last appeared in The Day of the Doctor for the show's 50th anniversary special. Speaking on set, Ingrid Oliver commented on her reappearance. As every actor who's worked on Doctor Who will tell you, there's always the secret hope you'll get the call asking you to come back. To actually receive that call is both unexpected and brilliant. The word honour gets bandied about a lot, but it really is. It's an honour, especially because I wasn't so sure Osgood was a goner after the last series. The 2-parts episode, yes,
2-parter, wow,
is currently being filmed in Cardiff and is written by Peter Harness, Doctor Who Kill the Moon.
Okay.
Wallander, he also wrote, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. And it's produced by Peter Bennett and directed by Daniel Netham, Line of Duty and Glue. Also joining Peter Capaldi and Jenna Coleman and confirmed for guest roles in the double episode are Gemma Redgrave, Jay Griffiths, Cleopatra Dickens, Sasha Dickens, Abhishek Singh, Todd Cramer, Jill Winternitz, Nicholas Asbury, Jack Parker, and Aidan Cook. Those are the bits that I hate pronouncing those names. Doctor Who Series 9 will be back on BBC One in autumn 2015, and further guest casts will be released over the coming months. Doctor Who is a BBC Cymru Wales production for BBC One, and you can see the videos, and they'll be in the show notes.
Yeah, we were quite excited when we watched the video earlier on, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
Because we got to see whatever her name is that plays Osgood getting all
Ingrid
excited.
Oliver.
Yeah, and clapping and things.
Dancing.
And dancing, yeah. It was a really funny little video, only short but funny. What do you make of this then? The Zygons are back. We wait years and years and years, from 1970, whatever it was, 1975 until 2013 for the Zygons to return.
So that's 38 years.
And then they come back twice in a handful of years.
In 2 years, yeah.
Wowza.
I know. So we wait 38 years, and then it's just another 2 years after their last appearance.
So theories. We know that at the end of Day of the Doctor, we didn't know whether it was the Zygon version of Osgood or the normal version of Osgood. Do you think that is going to play a part here?
Well, now, this is the funny thing. Stephen Moffat just said that he had been asked this question a little while ago. And in Dawn, he was asked the question, was Osgood the Zygon version in Death in Heaven? He said no.
But maybe she is in this one. Because what we don't know, do we? We don't know what time frame we're talking about here. This adventure potentially could happen before the Dark Water, Death in Heaven, from Osgood and Stuart's perspective. So it might be in the Doctor's timeline now, but they might get back to a time before that. So it might be it's a pre-death Osgood.
It might be something really geeky, like this is something really geeky now. She's got a bow tie on.
Yeah.
But she would have a scarf on if she was the Zygon version, because she had the scarf on in Day of the Doctor when she was the Zygon, but not the bow tie, which the real Osgood had in Death in Heaven.
I see. Well, we shall see, shan't we? I mean, it's an exciting one. I mean, to me, I favour either the Zygon theory, that she could be a Zygon in this one, you see, because maybe they'll get maybe what this episode does is explain what happened after Day of the Doctor.
Yeah.
Could be that, couldn't it?
Because we don't know what happened.
No, we don't. So, you said there were 2 pieces of exciting news.
Yes. So this is part 1 of the news. Now, me and you have to cast our way back to a few days ago, because we don't have these pictures at the moment.
Yeah.
But first of all, the new monster update. A few weeks ago, we had pictures of a new Series 9 monster.
We did, yeah.
About a month ago or less, like 2 weeks ago maybe.
Yeah.
And now there's been revealed that there's more than one of them, and you can see 4 of them in the picture. So
what we can see here is it looks like this big crustacean, sort of like robot crustacean sort of figure to me, with a helmet not too far removed from what Ned Kelly used to wear in Australia. He's like, you probably never heard of Ned Kelly, but he's an Australian bandit. That's what it reminds me of. But there have been a few theories, haven't there, about what these things are. Now, there are rumours that people have been saying there's some Sontarans in extra armour or something. Nah. And there's rumours that they're Sea Devils. Nah. And you were saying about that bandit thing. Yeah. Now, we saw pictures of Maisie Williams as the Highwayman earlier in the week. That's true, we did, didn't we? Yeah. That was quite interesting anyway, because my immediate theory was that she was going to be just a young girl. Or a girly girl. A girly girl, yeah. Not like a bandit or anything. No, that's quite interesting. But as you were saying, those robots could be like what you were saying. Yeah, it's true. Robot Ned Kellys. They could be highwaymen, but they've been upgraded. What do you think of the theories about Sontarans and Sea Devils? I don't know. There's even a chance it could be Cybermen. Yeah, could be. I think it's so new.
Yeah.
I think it's something we've not seen before.
Hopefully.
I think there probably will be. Well, I guess you could sort of say that the Zygons are probably the old enemy that's returning,
Yeah.
aren't they? Because I mean, there tends to be some sort of like hark back to the classic series, doesn't there? And although the Cybermen have returned in the Day of the Doctor, maybe they are the Ice Warriors of this series.
You mean the Zygons?
Hmm.
You said Cybermen.
Did I?
Yeah. So, what did you think of those pictures of the Bandit?
Of Bandit.
Of
Maisie Williams.
Maisie Williams.
Yeah, it's just quite interesting to see her in that sort of role, isn't it? Because she still looks too young to be a highway woman. So there's obviously some sort of story about a young highway woman, I guess. The irony of it was only last week or the week before, me and you were talking about historical Doctor Who adventures, and I said something along the lines of, "Oh, we haven't had one with a highwayman in it." And then we remembered Richard Mace, didn't we? So it wasn't quite true. But I can't remember whether that was on this show or not. I think it might be just we were talking normally. But so no one will believe us. We had that conversation. We made it all up. But anyway, well then.
What was we saying? What were we saying just a minute ago?
I don't know. I went off on a tangent, didn't I?
Yeah, we were saying about Maisie Williams.
Yes.
Oh yeah, did you see that picture of like the couple? And then they were being approached by Maisie Williams.
Oh no.
Well, it was just a couple in like a train or something, and then it was just them in a train in the bush or a house in the bushes, and then it didn't show Maisie Williams, but there was something watching them.
So maybe it was either a Ned Kelly monster, as we should call him from now on, or maybe it was Maisie.
It said that it was Maisie.
Oh, did it? Oh, right. Okay.
But we don't know if that's just a lie.
Yeah. So it's interesting. We're beginning to get a bit more information about the new series now.
Yes,
and that's something I asked you earlier on when we were walking around to the studio. And I'll ask you the same question now. Maybe you can give an abbreviated answer. But what do we know so far about this series?
Okay, so do you want me to go through each episode again?
Yeah.
So, episodes 1 and 2, we've got the title, Magician's Apprentice, The Witch is Familiar. I don't want to spoil anything, so it's set in, well, at least part of it is set in Tenerife.
What we don't know is whether it's filmed in Tenerife or set in Tenerife.
Yeah. There's Missy.
Yeah.
There's Unit, written by head writer Stephen Moffat and directed by Blink director Hetty McDonald. There's that rumour, which some of you might have heard by the Mirror, and I think that's about it for that episode.
Yeah. When you say the rumour by the Mirror, what was that?
I can't tell you because it's meant to be a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
It's spoiler free, this show. I can't spoil that.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to.
Okay, so 3 and 4.
Well, it's not named, so there's hardly anything we know. It's written by Toby Whitehouse, writer of School Reunion, Vampires of Venice, which celebrated its 5th anniversary recently, The God Complex, and The Town Called Mercy. It was the first episodes to be filmed. It's a 2-parter, and it's apparently set in a spooky Russian base.
So do you think we've got quite a dark-edged series coming?
Yeah, I do. I think it'll be even darker than Series 8.
Oh, I hope so. I know some people don't.
I think it'll be even better. And now, I hope this doesn't spoil it. But last time, I mean, like, it doesn't spoil the atmosphere of the series. But last time, one of the things that made it better was that when the first rumours were coming out, I thought I was going to hate Series 8.
Yeah.
But then I just loved it.
Yeah, it's funny actually because I immediately, as soon as I'd heard that it was going to be quite dark, Series 8, I quite liked it. I liked the idea, but I was really looking forward to it.
I wasn't looking forward for it until the trailers came out, but when there were like rumoured plots for the stories, like like the Jack the Ripper and stuff,
Mhm.
it didn't make me want to watch it. But then when the trailers started coming out, I thought that's going to be good.
Yeah. How long do you reckon until we can start getting trailers?
Teaser trailer, I think, end of the month.
End of this month,
Mm.
you reckon?
Last year we got it at the end of the month.
So, sorry, you were going through what we know about the series so far. You got as far as episodes 3 and 4.
So the girl who died and the woman who lived.
Episodes 4 and 5. Yeah.
We don't know if 5
5
and 6. We don't know if this is a 2-parter, but I don't think they are. But I think they've got the same monster in by the look of it.
It sounds like there's a link on it because the names are so similar.
But it's written by 2 different writers. The Girl Who Died by Stephen Moffat and writer of Mummy on the Orient Express and Flatline, Jamie Matheson.
Yeah.
And Catherine Tregenna, who's written various episodes of Torchwood, is writing Woman Who Lived. Stars Maisie Williams, Rufus Hound, many other people. And David Schofield. It's meant to be set in medieval times or something.
You see, I'm not sure exactly how these things work. Whether the authors are given a completely blank sheet of paper and go on write a good story for us, or whether Stephen Moffat, as the head writer, says to them, "Can you write a story set in such and such, and I want it to end like this." I'm not sure which way it works.
I don't think he'd. I think he'd say a story set in such. I think he said to Peter Harness to put in the Zygons.
Right.
And told him what his idea for the Zygons was, but then he lets them do whatever they want. Based on the basic story he gives them.
Right. Okay.
I think that's.
Yeah, sounds good. And then, so after those 2, do we know anything else about the series, or is that then into the one we talked about?
Yeah, the one we talked about earlier.
And that's all we really know, yeah?
Yes.
At the moment? Okay. Thanks for that update.
That's all right.
Any more news?
Yes, Alex Kingston. I haven't been told River's done. Alex Kingston has hinted that River Song could make an appearance alongside Peter Capaldi's Doctor. Speaking at MegaCon, she said, "All I can say is spoilers." Oh no, don't go off this. There. Sorry, it went off.
All she can say is spoilers, so...
But what I will say is the sonic screwdriver that I had in Silence in the Library, which had been given to me by the Doctor, is not the sonic screwdriver that has been seen yet. She later added, "I haven't been told I'm done on the show." On how she thinks River would react to Capaldi's Doctor. Well, River's dealt with a lot of Doctor faces in the past, so I don't think that it would be a surprise to her.
Okay. Interesting.
What do you think on that? Do you think River will return?
I don't know. I don't think she'll return in this series.
Stephen Moffat doesn't think she's going to return. He hasn't got an idea. He can't think of anything more.
Yeah, I think she was very much a part of the previous Doctor's era.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
I've completely forgotten his name. What's his name? What's the Doctor's name?
Pardon?
What's the previous Doctor called?
Matt Smith.
That's it. I had a complete mental plot then. I think she was very much part of Matt Smith's era.
Me too.
I think my brain's going. I'm getting old. I can't remember the simplest things. Anyway, what's your name? What news do we have?
Torchwood returns with The Conspiracy.
So what does that mean?
Big Finish have announced that Captain Jack will be starring in a brand new Torchwood audio drama series. So, Big Finish proudly presents John Barrowman as Captain Jack Harkness in Torchwood, an all-new series of audio dramas based on the fantastic Doctor Who spin-off series. Torchwood, the intrepid team of alien investigators, return to the series of 6 audio productions as part of a licensing deal with BBC Worldwide. Once again, the Torchwood team will be led by the irrepressible Captain Jack, as played by John Barrowman, who broke the news of the series' return on his radio show on Sunday evening. Conceived as a spin-off from Doctor Who, Torchwood was created by Russell T Davies, who wrote Doctor Who, Cucumber, Banana and Crow's Folk, and made its debut on television in 2006. The top-secret organisation, Torchwood, saved Cardiff and offered the world from alien menaces and terrifying forces, trying to keep the city safe from the interdimensional rift that ran through it. In charge of Torchwood was Captain Jack, a man who has been called a companion to the Doctor, a rogue time agent, an immortal, a dangerous con man, and very good at parties. Captain Jack can't be exterminated or trusted, and there's no stopping him. Let's see how this is quite a long thing.
Yeah. Well, I think we get the gist of it anyway, don't we?
Torchwood The Conspiracy will be released in September 2015, with the remaining 5 instalments following monthly from January 2016.
So, tell you what, that Big Finish, right? It's just permanently stuff coming off there, isn't it? It's so busy.
I know. That's the picture.
Yeah.
But,
so, I don't know. I've never watched Torchwood, so I can't comment on it. But I don't know, personally, I'm not particularly keen on Captain Jack.
Nah.
I like it when he's in the figure adventures.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not particularly keen on him. Was he in all of the Torchwood series?
Yeah.
He was, right, okay. Yeah.
He's the main Torchwood member.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, we shall see.
No, I was almost going to spoil something about Doomsday.
Okay.
No.
Maybe we'll get to talk about that when it eventually comes up on the randomizer.
We've watched it.
Won't we?
Yeah.
So
But I didn't want to spoil it to the audience.
Which one to start?
The one with the Army of Ghosts.
Oh, that's the second part of it. Okay, I was just thinking that as Army of Ghosts. Oh, I'm a fool.
So, writer Robert Shearman has talked about his 2005 episode Dalek and the possibility of returning with another story. Speaking to Den of Geek about the episode's impact a decade on, I think it was very carefully positioned in the series so that in 2005 it had maximum impact and the big bad reveal at the centre of Series 1. And now in 2015 it stands as being the very first Dalek story of the new series. So it comes with this wonderful nostalgic weight. It's a significant episode. You could draw a line from that story to where we are now. He adds, even Peter Capaldi's Dalek story, Into the Dalek, gets to riff on it. At the time, it was this urgent piece of TV. Chris Eccleston is on fire. Joe Ahern's direction is properly dynamic. Now, in some ways, it feels like a signpost to where Doctor Who was going. Not down to me, I must add, but down to the tone of what Russell was doing and the broadening of the parameters of what Doctor Who was going to do. On whether he'd ever pen another story, I'd never say never to a Doctor Who return. I love the show so much, but I've really had such fun trying to work out my own more personal stuff since doing it, and I'm a better writer because I did move away from the series. But I hope our paths will cross again at some point. It's been 12 years or so since I wrote a Big Finish adventure. I'd like to do that again once I'm taking a breath of space between books.
So, in terms of the actual series, he's only written the one, is that right?
Yes.
He's only written Dalek, but he's written Big Finish ones as well. I didn't realise that. Yeah, interesting.
I didn't realise he wrote Big Finish ones.
It's certainly one that's very popular with people, isn't it, Dalek?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, go on.
Niamh McIntosh, better known as Madame Vastra, has spoken about her hopes for a long-muted Paternoster Gang spin-off and suggested a movie or special could be ideal. Speaking to TMS, McIntosh said, "If it happened, I would love it, or a one-off special, or go straight for a movie. I would love to do something with it." She adds, "I think the Crimson Horror, It was like someone wrote me my own Basil Rathbone adventure, sort of Sherlock Holmes type thing. And I was just like, wow, I want more of this. I'm being greedy. So we'll see. We will see. I don't know. I think I need to call him Mr. Stephen Moffat and plead with him. But we'll see what happens. You never know.
So, what's your thinkings on the Pastanosa Gang? Do you think we'll see them in this next series?
I don't think we'll see them in this series 9.
You don't?
No.
No, I don't think I do either. Actually. No, I don't think we will. No, there's not much time for them now, is there? There's not too many series. How many episodes do we not know about? There's only one more story, isn't it?
8, 9, 10.
8, 9, 10. Okay. 8, 9, 10, is it that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it must be 9 and 10. Just 9 and 10 we don't know about.
Oh yeah, 9 and 10, yeah. We know about 8.
So it could be two single ones, it could be another two-parter.
Mm.
Okay.
We know about 4 two-parters, at least.
Yeah.
So, Doctor of the Decade, a numbery breakdown.
Okay.
So the average Doctor scores, we had War Doctor with 803, 9th Doctor with 837, 12th Doctor with 857, 10th Doctor with 858, and 11th Doctor with 864.
You're very close in, actually.
Now, here is the episodes.
Okay.
I think. 9th Doctor era, 7.59. 12th Doctor's era, 7.70. 10th Doctor's era, 7.45. And 11th Doctor's era, 7.49. Now, as David Tennant won the most amount of battles, he was the episodes were the least consistent.
Oh, right, okay, that's interesting.
And his era didn't. In the first round, he didn't win.
So who
really,
won
Matt Smith won.
I was going to say who won. Matt Smith, was it?
What? That?
The episodes.
No, the episodes. 12th Doctor one.
Ah, right, okay.
Peter Capaldi.
Yeah, I'd agree on that. But again, I'd have him as the best Doctor as well. So you can't win them all, can you?
So the most divisive episodes. So 9th Doctor 1.862. 12th Doctor 1.944. War Doctor 1.968. 11th Doctor 2.114. And 10th Doctor 2.219.
Okay. Good stuff. So, is there anything else on that, or do we move on to the next item? There's quite a bit of news this week, isn't there?
Era comparisons using Doctor averages.
Okay.
This is the final bit of news, by the way.
Okay.
The weighted average of the RTD era from its Doctor averages is 8.533, whilst the weighted average of the Moffat era from its Doctor averages is 8.618. Just like in the last numbery analysis, with the epodic averages of each era, these weighted averages are very close. In fact, they are so close that there is no evidence from these figures alone to suggest there is a difference in opinion between the two eras in the wider population, at least from this perspective of analysis. So yet again, we can conclude the Moffat and RTD eras are equally loved from a Doctor point of view, and that's something I just love to conclude. Let me look at this. No, it's not.
That's quite interesting anyway, isn't it? So that does our news then. And there was a mighty amount in there. Lots to
Half an hour.
What should we move on to next? Which section?
For now.
Okay.
And then we'll turn it back on in a minute.
So we move on to
Judge My Tenure.
Judge My Tenure. Okay, you better give a brief.
So if you haven't watched Judge My Tenure before, then what it is we pick a Doctor which we take in turns every week. Chronological order, yes. And each Doctor we give a score out of 10. we pick out their good points.
Yeah.
If they have any bad points, they're bad points. And we ask questions about what their best thing is or what their worst thing is about Monsters, Companions, episodes, anything really.
Okay. So this week we're on to.
Colin Baker, who's the Sixth Doctor.
Okay. An interesting one, isn't it? Because if you were to ask a lot of people who their least favourite Doctor was, I think probably quite a number of them would say this Doctor.
For example, my mum.
Yeah, didn't you like him?
No.
No?
She says he's her least favourite Doctor.
It's interesting. So let's start on the positive, shall we?
Yes, let's start on the positive. Should I go first?
You go first, yeah.
He's a great Doctor. Now, he can be angry at some points, but sometimes this anger is good. And he can have... How do I explain this? He's sort of got a lot of charm to him.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to know him as the series goes on. And in the Twin Dilemma, but his character develops as the series goes on, and into Trial of the Time Lord, and Vengeance on Varos, and all of those stories. He develops throughout his era, and that's good. Yeah.
I think I actually really like Colin Baker as Doctor. I even like his clothes, which I know a lot of people don't like. I mean, it is a bit gaudy, a little bit OTT, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's probably very symbolic of the 80s, really.
Yeah.
And I think what's really good about him, I think he is a bit grumpy, but I think they really took that back to the way the first Doctor was.
Yeah.
He's probably a little bit more like the first Doctor than others. I think he had a nice way about him. He felt like a doctor.
Yes.
Which you can't say about all of them necessarily, but he did feel like he felt to me like he fitted in with the Doctor role. Bad points.
Okay. Sometimes he can get a bit over the top and a bit too angry.
Do you think so?
You haven't watched Twin Dilemma, have you? He's actually strangling Perry at one point. It goes a bit, definitely in the Twin Dilemma, it goes a bit too gory and a bit too over the top.
I can understand
strangling
that.
The companion.
If it was Mal, I could understand it.
Yeah, I know, but Perry.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone loves her. That's why, probably, because nobody loves the Sixth Doctor, but everybody loves Perry, like Sarah's Jack and the Master, Syl.
I think the only real problem with the Sixth Doctor is he was the first one to really suffer from 80s era Doctor Who.
Yeah. Peter Davidson just narrowly missed it, I think.
And so immediately it started getting... the stories probably aren't quite as strong in some cases. The effects look really dated now. And as I say, like this costume, although I quite like it, it's very, very 80s style.
And OTT.
Yeah, very OTT. And I think what is worth mentioning is that whilst people sometimes are critical of his tenure, those that listen to the Big Finish adventures seem to think he's a lot stronger in that, which I immediately demonstrates to me that it's nothing to do with the way that Colin portrayed the Doctor. It's more so what he was given. What the writers gave him.
Now, as much as I like the two Doctors, there are moments when it does get a bit too jokey.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that again, that's quite symbolic of the 80s, because it did immediately. It got more cheesy, didn't it?
That's the only reason why Two Doctors isn't my favourite Colin Baker episode, and why, and I think it's just that's one of Robert Holmes's sort of downslides, but it's one of his good sides as well.
I actually really like Two Doctors.
I do too. I do.
What's
I do.
what would be your favourite Colin Baker episodes?
Oh, should we do top 3 then?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. How many have you seen? Two Doctors, Mark and
Two
Harani.
Doctors, Mark and Arnie. I watched them when they were on, but I don't really remember.
Okay,
them
should
very
I order these?
well. So my 2 top favourites.
What one's your favourite out of the 2?
I like the Two Doctors.
Okay, so my top 3 stories. I could go through ordering them, all of them, but my top 3 favourites are, I know Trial of a Time Lord, The Ultimate Foe is one of them. Trial of a Time Lord, Mind Warp is one of them, and The Two Doctors is one of them.
Now he had although he had a relatively short period in the TARDIS, he did meet the Cybermen, he did meet the Daleks, didn't he?
And the Sontarans.
And the Sontarans. What do you make of his various battles with those key foes? Are they good? They're good episodes?
Yeah, they're good episodes. Attack the Cybermen is a good one. Revelation of the Daleks is a good one, and Two Doctors is a good one. But as with every era, it introduced some new villains like Still and everyone.
So who are your favourite villains that you came up against?
Or should I do some top 3?
Yeah, do top 3.
Okay, so Still's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Shockeye's one of them.
Shockeye. Now, see, that's my favourite bit about the Colin Baker tenure. Shockeye.
And I'm going to go with the design here. Vervoid.
Okay.
Not going to go with monster. I'm going to go for my final one, a design sort of perspective. I like the Vervoids.
Companions.
Okay, now this is an easy one, but also a hard one because there's only 2 companions. But definitely Perry's the best one.
So who did he have as his companions? Perry and
Mal. And if you count Jamie.
Yeah, I don't think we can count him. I like Perry.
Yeah.
I hate Mal.
I know.
Ah.
You haven't seen any of that, though.
No, I've just seen clips with it. I do remember it. I remember being in it the first time round. So I must have watched them. It was probably her, the moment of watching the programme for years. But yeah. No, just eek. But Perry's good.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Every monster loves her.
Yeah. That's it.
So why do you think Colin Baker's such an underrated Doctor?
I think perhaps the stories.
Yes.
Because as I said, the stories weren't as strong perhaps as some of them. I think just full stop. I think Doctor Who had its day really in its existing way.
I think
it was beginning to feel a bit cliche of itself.
I think they were running out of ideas a bit. I know there were some good ideas in the era, but I don't think they were repetitive. I just thought some of the ideas were bad.
Because I mean, what we've got to remember is, as far as I'm aware, he's the only Doctor that's ever been sacked.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't even in his own regeneration scene, was he?
He didn't even know he'd been sacked when he got fined.
Yeah.
And then, it was so sad watching that. Not so sad, but so disappointing for Colin Baker in that Ultimate Guide thing when Christopher Eccleston stole this costume.
Yeah, that's right.
What he wanted to be.
That's right. Yes, he said he wanted a cool costume like that, didn't he? But he was given his bright-coloured one. But it's just very symbolic of that era. But I really like Colin Baker's Doctor.
Yes, me too.
And he's not my least favourite.
Neither is he with me.
He's not my favourite, to be fair.
No, he's not my favourite either. But do you have any other questions about his era?
What do you think could have improved it?
To be in another era. Even the 1960s. Or the not the 1990s. Even the 1960s would have been better.
Yeah.
But
Do you think it was right to cut his era short? Or do you think he should have been given another series?
well, if he was given another series, then he would have had to be in Delta and the Bannerman and Paradise Towers.
Yeah.
The worst series of Doctor Who.
It's like in many ways, isn't it, that because he had that sort of slightly darker edge in a way, although he was in really bright coloured clothes, he had that sort of, he was a little bit more angry and unpredictable.
If you looked at him without ever like watching his era, then you would have thought he would have been a light-hearted one.
But do you think in a way when the really very poor next series with Downton and the Bannermen and Greatest Show in the Galaxy in that series?
No.
That's the one after. But you look at how light-hearted and throwaway series became, maybe in many respects, the move to that more childlike series may have been a kickback against the violence of Colin Baker's.
Yeah. Not a moment too soon. Any other questions?
Not from me, no. I think
Okay,
that was good to talk about.
Yeah, I don't think I've got any questions. Oh, apart from, what would you rate him out of 10?
I would give him a 7. think that's it.
Yeah. So we've given. Is he the lowest out of the first 6 Doctors? Is he your least favourite out of the first 6?
I can't remember what I gave Peter Davison now, but I would rank them about the same to me.
Okay.
In terms of Doctor, I think Peter Davidson's era is probably better, but as Doctors, in fact I might even slightly prefer Colin Baker as a Doctor than Peter Davison.
Do you want to hear my ranking at the first 6?
Yeah.
So should I do them from least to
first?
Best. So 6th, Colin Baker. 5th, Peter Davison. 4th, William Hartnell. 3rd, John Pertwee. 2nd, Patrick Troughton. 1, Tom Baker. Those are my first 6 Doctors in order, what we've had so far.
Mine's probably similar, although I would swap. I think probably Peter Davison's my least favourite Doctor out of all of those.
Okay.
Although the episodes are probably stronger.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there we have it. That's my thoughts.
I think the episodes in Peter Davison suffered 1980s, some of them, but you could notice it. But with the music and everything, but then the actual Doctor wasn't affected.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Okay, well, that was a good judgment of tenure. So next week we're on to
Sylvester McCoy.
Sylvester McCoy. That'd be an interesting
now
chat,
my
wouldn't
least favourite Doctor.
it?
But I'll give you those reasons next week.
Yeah, and I'm in 2 minds with Sylvester McCoy. So we should chat about that.
Yeah, that would be a good chat.
Okay, so what does that take us to?
Genesis.
Genesis of the Daleks. Now, how are we going to approach this? Because to give a bit of background, it was a randomizer episode.
Yes,
so randomizer, big spreadsheet. Yeah, you explain it. Yeah.
So there's all 253 stories put on the spreadsheet, and what it has is all the stories, and then there's macro, which has a button, and we have to press it to see what episode we are going to watch for the upcoming week. And not last week, but 2 weeks ago, came up as Genesis. So we've been watching that over the last 2 weeks, and this week we've watched episodes 4, 5, and 6 on the randomizer, and hopefully Deco will be back to chat with me in a second. There you are, Deco.
So, what did you want me to do? Give a quick background?
Background on parts 4, 5, and 6.
Okay, I don't really want to give too much away about it. So I think all I'll do is just give a couple of one-liners as to what Genesis the Daleks
Yeah.
was about, for
Yeah,
those that
okay.
didn't hear it last week. When effectively, on the back of the transporting away from futuristic Earth at the end of
Yeah.
Shintaran experiment, the Doctor, Harry, and Sarah Jane arrive on what they find out is actually Skaro. They don't
Yes.
realise that initially, but they've been intercepted basically by the Time Lords, and the Doctor's given the instruction to destroy the Daleks before they were created. So the episode is very much about them trying to do that. They meet, or the Doctor meets for the very first time, Davros, inventor of the Daleks.
Yes.
And at the time, it's they're midway to a war between the
Colours.
Khalads and the
Charles.
Thals. And that's probably about all the intro I want to really give to it. I don't want to give away too much of the
No,
story for
I
those
know.
people that want to watch it.
But I think most people would have watched it by now because it's one of those classics
Yeah,
that is probably one of those ones which you would recommend a person to maybe have their first story to watch. Maybe one of those sorts of ones.
so now that we've seen all 6 episodes, what's your general feelings on it as a story?
Great story. It's a classic, I think.
Yeah,
And it's one of the best from the 1970s. And it's just very clever how the story moves along and how it shows Davros creating the Daleks, and it shows lots of clever harks back to the past
Mhm.
by Terry Nation, who's the writer, and lots of clever moments.
I think it's interesting. We get to see the first ever Dalek extermination.
But we won't spoil who that is.
No,
But we'll just say the person's got death written on
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Or her.
Davros. What do you make of Davros?
Oh, yeah, he's a great Davros. I think it's David Biddison or something.
Do you think it's actually the best Davros you ever get?
And the best Davros story.
It makes it, in a way.
Definitely.
The thing is, I really love Davros, and I remember as a child, I'd always get excited when Davros came into it. But actually, maybe in a way, it would have been better if they'd never brought him back.
I
You know,
know.
it'd been a one-off for that story.
I know.
But he's truly demented. He's obviously very intelligent,
Yeah.
but it's power hungry.
Yeah,
There's a great
he's mad.
scene in it when the Doctor's trying to persuade him to cease the Daleks. And actually, I mean, if you go to why they were making the Daleks, the actual thing was to try and end the war and to try and prolong the Khalad's race. But what Davros did was took away those feelings of things like pity. So basically, it made them single-minded monsters that just wanted to destroy everything and be the superior race. And there's a great discussion between the Doctor and Davros about comparing it to a virus. And the Doctor sort of says to Davros, would you really want to create a virus that would kill off the whole of, all life? Expecting Davros, I guess, in many ways to say no, but instead he's sort of like, oh, to have that much power in my fingers. A really good little bit of dialogue. Anyway, I'm waffling. What's your favourite bit?
Oh, a episode or bit?
Favourite bit? Favourite scene?
Oh, I don't want to spoil anything. Can I give my favourite scene, which I said earlier?
Mhm.
Now, be careful, because I don't know if this would be a spoiler, but the Doctor gets the chance to, and he has to make the decision between if he could destroy the Daleks forever.
Yeah.
But there are various, and you would do it, but the Doctor has 2 explanations for why he should do it and why he shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And they're all good explanations.
Yeah, that is probably the best scene. The other one is the end of, I think it's the previous part,
Part 4.
Part 4,
Yeah,
yeah.
when he has to
Where
interrogation.
yeah, with the
Yeah, I like that
interrogation room.
bit.
I think it's just the complete madness of Davos in that bit.
I know. You will tell me.
So overall, then, probably
Should I?
the best
Oh yeah,
Classic.
randomer.
episode that we've had. Probably the best full stop, actually. Best randomizer
Yeah,
episode we've had
so.
so far.
I agree with that.
Definitely a good one for people to watch.
Yes.
Definitely a great one for those people that are perhaps that have watched the new series and never sure whether they like the classic series or not. I think this would be a good one for them to watch.
Me too.
Yeah.
Scores.
Scores.
So
Where you go first?
monsters.
Monsters. Davos.
Oh yeah.
Gotta be. It's 10, I think.
Yeah, 10. Character development. The people in it develop.
Yeah.
The semi-characters,
Mhm.
but not really Sarah and Harry. I suppose.
No, I mean actually Davos in a way you see him. He's how power hungry he is comes across as the episode goes on. I think I'm going to give it a 7 just because it's not really about that.
And then excitement.
I think it's a really exciting one. I'd give it a 9.
Pace.
Great pace. Can give it a 9.
Overall.
10.
Yes.
Would you give it a 10?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you give Caves a 10?
I think I did. Yeah.
Did you give Waters of Mars a 10?
I think I did. Yeah.
So are those the only 3 that you've gave?
I think there might
What about
be
Hand
ten.
of Fear parts 1 to 2?
I think I gave it 9. I gave it, if I remember rightly. And I think that's probably about right. I think Randomizer has been very kind to us so far, hasn't it?
I know.
It's picked out loads of really good episodes, and we go. Shall we see whether? Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's press the randomizer.
Sorry about that.
So here we go. We've got the spreadsheet ready. We're going to press the button, and what does that give us? That's fine. Yeah, we've not seen that one, have we?
No.
So yeah, that's fine.
So it's the Shakespeare Code.
Okay. Which Doctor's that?
10th Doctor. Let me just write it down.
10th Doctor. So
Uh,
so this 10th Doctor, is this the one that's written by is this the first one that's written by
Gareth Roberts.
Oh, it's Gareth. Okay. Yeah. That wasn't who I was thinking of at all. Okay, well that's good. We're looking forward to that. I know we sort of partly wanted to look at another classic one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
But we won't main.
No, we won't. It's our 20th ever randomizer story.
Yeah, randomizer.
But we'll get to watch that next Saturday.
Yeah.
No Wednesday.
No Wednesday viewing then.
I don't like no Wednesday viewings.
We'll just check.
I just fancy the classic.
Yeah. But the randomizer said that this is what we're going to watch.
Yeah, so randomizer, thank you that it's not
randomizer.
Twin Dilemma, Gretchen, the Galaxy, or Fair Hair.
Okay. The final chunk of the show is a section that we now do every 2 weeks.
Yes, not every week now. So
Yeah.
so it's gone to a less regular time.
But it is the mighty quiz or question.
Yes, I just need to get this ready.
Yeah. So quiz or question is the part of the show where we've been sent a number of quizzes or questions.
Yes.
We tell if it's a quiz if there's a right or wrong answer. A question is really something which is asking for our opinion.
Yeah.
Do we have any this week?
Yes, we do, but I just need to get it ready.
Yeah, that's all right.
So just wait a minute.
So
it should get in a minute.
some things are quizzes, some things are questions. We don't mind. We'll answer whatever. Do what you don't realise is that.
Okay.
Okay.
What was it?
I was going to say you've got a list of every quiz or question we've ever been asked.
Yes.
And
well, since this year, in 2015.
Yeah. So, quiz or question?
So, what missing episode would you most like to be recovered? Quiz or question?
Okay, that's got to be a question because there's no right or wrong answer. Yeah. Do you want to answer this one first and give me time to think?
Celestial. Now, I don't know.
I know what mine is.
Because I'm either going to go for Power of the Daleks or Celestial Toymaker.
Okay.
What one would you go for?
I'm not sure what the name of it is, but the first one with Patrick Troughton.
Power of the Daleks.
Power of the Daleks.
No, I Power of the Daleks is one of mine. So I've got two.
Yeah.
Celestial Toymaker and Power of the Daleks, but I don't know which one.
I think the other thing with Power of the Daleks, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's one that always comes up really high in the polls, even though it's missing.
It was like 10th or something.
Yeah. So that would seem to indicate that the people that have seen it rate it really highly. So I'd definitely that one for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask you a slightly different question? If you were there and you met somebody, this weird, powerful demon, and he said to you, I will return power of the Daleks to you, but in its place, you must send me one New Who episode, which will be missing from this moment forth.
No.
Which one would you?
Curse of the Black Spot.
Would you? That's the
I
one
don't
you'd go.
like that. That's my least favourite New Who.
Okay. What about if it was a classic all New Who? Would it still be that one?
Greatest Show in the Galaxy. Or Delta and the Bandman, but I've not seen that one.
Yeah. Well, no,
Probably
actually,
all of Sylvester McCoy's first series and Greatest Show in the Galaxy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. How many times have the Sontarans appeared?
But that sounds to me like that's a quiz, because there must be a right or wrong answer.
Now, it depends if you're talking about bad Sontarans or both.
Should we assume it means bad?
Okay, so they've appeared 5 times. We've watched 3 of those bad
Have we?
Sontaran times. So they're our most watched enemy, I think.
Although they were good.
Yes.
Good episodes.
Yeah, they were good
Bad
episodes,
Sontarans.
but bad Sontarans, yeah.
Although they were good bad sometimes.
They were good bad Sontarans. So that's very confusing. Good bad Sontarans and good episodes. Which are about bad Sontarans, which are good.
So actually, they've nearly been in it as much as good guys as they have bad guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because if you include all the ones with Strax in it.
I think they have been in it the same way.
Yeah.
Good guys and bad guys.
I like Strax, and I'm sort of a bit torn on the whole Sontaran issue, because I like
Everyone is.
I like Strax, but
Yeah.
I also think in a way it's damaged the Sontaran
I know that.
idea. But there we go.
What would be your perfect design for future TARDIS? Was a question.
It's a question. I've seen it, and it's in the Doctor Who Mr. Lewis Moon Figure Adventures, the next series. In fact, people have probably seen it already, haven't they? They would have seen it in Dave's That Magic Strikes, wouldn't they? That was, I actually really like that. I think that's really good.
Yeah, I know.
I know we took a existing TARDIS picture and just messed about with
It
these
made it
colours
look
and things.
different.
But it did. What would be your favourite?
Yeah, probably that.
Well, there we have it.
We're being selfish there, but or Tom Baker. No, if you were talking about best TARDIS,
Yeah.
then it was, which we've had that question before about best TARDIS, but this isn't about best TARDIS. It's about what design you would make.
Yeah.
So, but we've already made a few designs.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that. I do like. I mean, there is something quite nice about that really clean, basic look that was there in the that sort of 70s period.
Yeah, and 60s.
Okay, next up.
How many episodes of Doctor Who have been found again since first broadcast? Was a question.
It must be a right or wrong answer, unless there's some we don't know about.
Yes.
But we can only assume that isn't the case. I don't know. It's a quiz.
We got Web of Fear, Enemy of the World. We got Airlock in Galaxy 4, and we got Underwater Menace Episode 2. We got Death to the Daleks Episode 4. Invasion of the Dinosaurs.
Was that Lost for a while? Was it Invasion? Of the
Yeah.
Dinosaurs? Was it? I didn't know that.
I think, yeah.
Invasion of the Dinosaurs. That's a John Pertwee one, isn't it? Or
Um,
am I getting confused?
yeah, that's a jumper.
So I didn't realise that any of the John Pertwee ones had ever been lost.
Yeah, they were.
Really?
2 of them.
Oh, right. Okay. And
Right next
both
to
found,
each other.
Both found, yeah.
Right next to each other, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Interesting. Excuse me.
Next question.
Next question.
Or quiz.
Or quiz.
Which monster from Series 8 would be most suited to make a return in Series 9?
Good
Was a question.
Good question. Oh, that's a toughie because some of them didn't really lend themselves to it. So let's just run through it quickly.
So we've got Half-Face Man, which we don't know is true story, do we? But he died.
Yeah.
Daleks, which we probably won't count because we know they're going to come.
We know they'll come back.
But it hasn't been. Then I don't think they're coming into any of the ones out of the first 8.
I think if they'll be in it, they'll be literally very short cameo.
Like in Weddings First Song and thingy.
Yeah, they'll be cameos.
Yeah.
What do we have then? Robin Hood one we wouldn't have anything from, would we? Listen, I don't think we'd have anything from. Flatliners one was a single one. Do you know, I'm not really sure there's much. There's like Missy's probably about the only one, and we know she's coming back.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I'm not really sure there's anything there that you can really see. Potentially. They're probably the nearest.
I was just thinking about Randomizer. What Martha one have we already had?
We have had one, haven't we? We watched one with Martha.
Let me look. What were we saying again? Oh, yeah, Gridlock. Gridlock. We were saying about this question.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's anything actually.
No, neither do I.
I think they were all pretty much.
Dreamcraft?
Yeah, they might. You could have them in it again. But aside from the actual main series itself, I don't actually think there was any really that you could expect to see come back other than the Daleks and Missy.
Final quiz or question?
Yeah, final one. Final bit of the show.
Which traits do you think the Doctor should have? Quiz question.
Which was?
Which traits?
Okay.
Question.
I'll let you answer this one first.
No, I'll let you answer it.
Are we talking about the 12th Doctor here?
Any Doctor.
Any Doctor.
If you were the Doctor, what traits would they have?
If I was the Doctor, I would want him to be fairly eccentric.
Yes.
Quite sullen. I think I'd be a sullen Doctor.
I'd be quite kind and sort of mad.
Yeah. I think I'd be quite a sullen one, quite a moody Doctor. I'd be somewhere in between the Tom Baker, Peter Capaldi type Doctor, I think.
Okay.
Who would you be in between?
The Matt Smith and the Peter Capaldi.
Yeah. Okay. Which would be, if you were to look at any 2 Doctors and you took the worst bit of both those Doctors, what would be those 2 worst bits?
What do you mean?
Traits.
Any Doctor.
Yeah.
Just 2 random Doctors. First Doctor.
Well, no, I think if you just think of the worst bits, so like for instance, I would say the foppishness of the 10th and the OTT-ness of the 7th. If you combine those together, you'd have a really annoying Doctor.
Yeah, you would.
Can you think of anything worse than that?
No. That would be terrible. And Mel is the companion. Hell.
Please, don't let that happen.
Hell of 3 mouths.
So, I think that's it. Yeah, I think we're an hour in.
Yeah.
We usually talk for about an hour. We've talked for an hour. We'll see you next week. What do we have on the show next week?
We have our main feature as our Judged by Tenure, and it'll be a very good discussion next week because we're on the 7th Doctor.
We'll have some news, and who knows? It might be. Who knows?
It might even be a teaser trailer.
It could be.
Because we're coming up to that end of May point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
We've got another round of Who to Face.
Who to Face. And we've got the Shakespeare code. which can open the randomizer. And we'll be pressing the randomizer again.
Yes.
So,
yes.
we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Next week, yes. So stay tuned for next week. Goodbye.